Hi guys, so we're gonna do the weekly tarot reading. So kind of see what's going on. We had the situation in Texas. Hopefully, it get better soon. I think I predicted maybe they would get the water kind of fixed about mid next week. Is kind of what I was feeling, but that has been a challenge and everything like that. But Mercury's out of retrograde. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to do kind of a collective reading. Kind of see, what spirit is saying this week. I actually saw a thing that Laura Trump is possibly going to run in 2024. Oh, these people. And that was kind of funny. But I'm just going to kind of focus on where we kind of going. I'm hoping for some positive. But I did grab Dark Mansion. So if things aren't positive, it'll say so. See what's kind of going on for the week. As Spirit wants us to kind of know and kind of look at. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, but I saw it was in the news today that she's considering running for 2024. And I'm just like, what are these people? What does she know anything about politics? Nothing, of course. And of course, Trump didn't either. And how'd that work? But I would be so shocked if she would actually, you know, win or something just because she has a Trump name somebody's going to vote for. Are people that stupid? I hope not. I hope not. So let's see. But what kind of energy can we look forward for this week? Kind of what do the spiritual people need to know? But yeah, poor Texas. They had a hard one. I'm hoping we see some positive things if that does pop up in the read. That things will get better for them. Kind of see what's going on. God, show me something good. I would like to see some positive. 2021 is kind of off to a rough start, there's a lot to do. I know with Biden, he's got a lot to do. Hopefully that bill will get moving. It's been proposed. They announced it in the House. They finally got it there. So they just need to get that going on. Let's see. But what do my spiritual people need to know? All right. Okay, let's cut the deck. See what's going on. So the very first card is Judgment. So that did pop up in the last read for Texas. A lot of things are getting judged right now. People are starting to become much more aware and much more astute to what is going on in politics. That who really cares about them and who doesn't. But people are going to start holding these officials accountable for their actions. They have had it. There's been, just anywhere there is suffering, these people have had it. And I've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. So I feel like one of the things is a lot of people do feel powerless, though. And they need to get a hold of their power. And this is one of the things. I know people in Texas feel powerless right now to everything that's going on. But they are starting to break out of that mental prison that they were in and so forth with the Eight of Swords. Notice one of the things to note about the woman that's surrounded by the swords is she always wears red. That means she has power. But what is surrounding her is swords that were put on her and affected her mind. But she's always had the power to get her freedom. And that's really the people have the power and they just need to recognize it. Now I've got the Four of Swords in the reverse position. So I do feel the people in Texas should be able to start coming out of their homes next week. And of course, they're going to have to assess the damage and the things that are going on, and they're going to demand change. So be prepared for that. But they're starting to see the effects of the GOP and how they really do not care about them. I've got the Six of Swords in the reverse position. We know one of the big things, this is a traveling card. So we know one of the big things is what Ted Cruz did. You know, he got on a plane to go to Cancun. He went to get his family out of troubled water while everyone was left behind in the troubled water. Okay, they were all suffering with no heat, no electricity, and no water. Okay, the waters are troubled. So this is a perfect card to kind of signify what's going on. And all eyes of America are on this situation in Texas. And they're kind of looking at that. Well, if my state was red, is that what's going to happen? And this is about choices, especially poor choices. And this is the Seven of Cups. We're bewildered by choices. And a lot of people, as they are left to decide and choose certain things, they are absolutely bewildered. You know, which is the right choice to make here, you know, going forward. So they are bewildered and they're not happy with the choices that are being presented to them. And we've got the Chariot, but no matter what, we're going to move forward. You know, that is one of the things. We've got to go forward with all of this and take these experiences and take this knowledge and try to do better. That's what we've got to do, no matter what. Now, I've got the Two of Wands in the reverse position. Now, I've talked about this. This has a lot to do with the Republican Party. They are very divided. We've got two wands, which can represent two paths. So I see them. This is what's killing them. There are people that are wanting to stick to the way of things that were old, and then many that are wanting to go through this new kind of Trump and conspiracy theory kind of thing that's going on. They are heavily divided, and we've got a reversal on this. This is only hurting them and breaking them down. Well, maybe that's what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this just makes me feel the people, they just want, you know, to have that abundance, to have that goodness, to be able to take care of their families and everything like that and not have to worry. This is what we want. This is what we want, is to get in a good position, you know, peace and contentment. Now, I've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. This makes me feel Kamala Harris. This has been her card. I feel she's going to be a little more outspoken this week. I feel she's ready to come out there with the sword and take some action. So be prepared for her. I believe she's going to be coming out with some things this week. Let's kind of see what's going on. And yes, and in the people's position, I've got the Seven of Wands, but it's in the reverse position, you know, but they're getting ready to stand up. I feel, you know, it's almost like there's about to have another revolution, you know, that people are getting very frustrated with the weight of the world and things going on. Eight of Wands has been my COVID card. COVID is about to reach 500,000 deaths. Is that the magic number to wake people up? Okay, there's still a lot of COVID deniers, and there are still a lot of people who don't want to wear a mask, and, you know, making excuses and all kinds of things. Now, there has been, apparently the numbers are getting slightly better, but still, it's still not, you know, it still goes up, you know, but it's not, you know, like it was before. It just, you know, but we're about to hit that 500,000 mark. That's 500,000 people dead. So that's got to be the magic number for some people who think this is no big deal. It has to be. And I've got the Devil. So, you know, we've definitely dealt with some dark times, even just starting off with the year and then this past week and so forth. And we're ready to be free of this toxic influence that is in the environment. And then the King of Wands in the reverse position just kind of makes me feel various leaders and stuff. I look at this where we talked about the wands being the GOP. I feel like this represents their leadership, that they're really losing momentum. They're losing power, which is a good thing. And then I've got the Magician. This is in the hopes and fears position. We all need to come together and manifest something positive, you know, as a people and so forth. What is the outcome for this week? I've got the Two of Cups. This is one of the things we really would hope for, you know, which would be nice. But one of the things I feel in Texas, people really came together and so forth and worked together, you know, no matter what side they were on, no matter what their beliefs and this and that, you know, really just pushing aside this negative politic rhetoric. We just want to be friends and things like that. I also see that a lot for the young people. I even just paid attention to their TikToks and things like that. They don't want to play into this division. They just want to be friends with everybody. Just, positive people, out there and so forth that just, want to get along, that want to be friends, that don't want this division. I feel as the young people start to get older and they are, and what they've seen over the last, few years and so forth, they really want change, and they're hipper to things when it comes to the division. I feel they're hipper to it, and they're much more about equality than people that are older. And they're much more about equality than others are. They're really wanting to see different stuff. So, Judgment, though, that's the main card. Okay, that's a big one. People are getting fed up. And they're starting to see the ramifications of their choices, of people they elect, and things like that. They're starting to become more aware. What is some messages from the Oracle we've got? I see that's one of the things. People just want security. They want to feel secure. They want job security, economic security, and even the people in Texas, with the power going out and the freezing cold and suffering. Notice there's a little flame in there, to have that warmth. They didn't have that warmth. They had no security during, this past week. The water and everything like that. They just want security. People just want security, something they can count on. Still, Spirit seems to keep emphasizing for me those new beginnings. That this is part of it. That if we're going to get to a new beginning, we got to strip the old. And one of the things is bringing to surface, and I've talked to you guys about that. Spirit has really been wanting to bring to surface, the problems that were really going on, in government. And yes, that is part of the enlightenment, people becoming aware of the way things are being run, about people's intent, especially what is their intention when they're going into the office. Are they for me? Are they, to help the people, so we can have a good life and this and that? Or are they in it for themselves? And it's starting to become harder for them to fool people. People are getting hipper. And then that's what it's about. It's about change. Spirit needs things to change during this time. And so the only way we can have change is for people to be exposed. Hence Judgment Day. A lot of judgment is going on. Now, I do have the card Forgiveness. That is probably one of the spiritual things we need to do, is try to forgive some of these people, for certain things, when there are bad choices. Security comes up again. Spirit is really emphasizing, that they know that that's what people want, is security and stuff. And we want inner peace. We don't want to have to worry about what's going on, with all these things being run. We want inner peace. We want to be able to focus on our little bubble. And I believe, really, everybody should be entitled to just operate in their little bubble if they want. They shouldn't, have to be forced to go out and become an activist to make change. But yeah, a lot of us are going to have to do that. And trust is a huge thing. People do not trust these people and what's going on. And that's a hard one. Don't trust the media. Don't trust government. Don't trust what these people are saying. And that's very hard. We want people in there we can trust, which is a big thing. You're dealing with our lives. And I've got the card Delight. I kind of look at that. Some people, a big thing that was saying, and this is very important, I think of that, because some people were delighting in what happened with Texas. Like, oh, you voted red, so look, you see what you get. And that's not cool, guys. That's not cool. Not everybody voted for Trump, in Texas, okay? Not everybody voted red. We want to also look at that. But also, we want to also understand that nobody, no matter what they voted for, deserves what they got in Texas. So, say there are some people that are kind of gloating about it. Well, and I know underlying, they just want people to see what they get if they vote that way. I understand that. But don't be happy about what's going on. That's not cool. And there are some people who are doing that. And we got to focus, now we got to get our focus. What kind of change do we need to make here? What we got to hold these people accountable. Even Biden, with certain things, we're going to hold him accountable. He made certain promises, he better stick to them and so forth. But I do feel he will be successful. I've got the success card while meditating on that. He will be successful in making the right changes. Is he going to be perfect all the way? Probably not, and so forth. But I do have the purity card for him, which makes me feel his intentions are pure, that he wants to go ahead and make things right for people and stuff. Exactly. Once again, I draw it to get the new beginnings. So getting out of troubled water, that's the big thing. Getting out of troubled water is the big thing. A lot of people, and that's very telling, is a lot of people were stuck in the troubled water, hence the reversal, but somebody ran away from troubled water, okay? And that was not cool, leave people behind. I think there was another lawmaker who ran off too. These people are running off, if it had just been a regular citizen and they're running off to Cancun, just regular, ordinary person that had nothing to do with the laws, we would be like, I don't blame you. But when it comes to, people that are leaders and stuff like that, running off and running away at a time when they should be working, like Beto, making phone calls and trying to help people and get them the help they need and get them to warming centers and the various things. Or even, how about if I start trying to raise money like AOC did, raise money to get help for these people? How about that? Nothing. And it's absolutely outrageous. So, we're starting to see, a good tree bear. I talked to you guys, a good tree bears good fruit, a bad tree bears bad fruit. And what is coming on the fruit of the vine with these people is starting to be very obvious and very telling of who they are and stuff. And, we want, if they present a certain way of who they are, and all this bad fruit is coming out, we need to believe what we see, which is very important. But that trust card is very informative as well. It's like we need people we can trust. That's the bottom line. That's what it comes down to. We need people we can trust, and we got to stop voting for people just because they're a part of a political party that are not trustworthy. That is not a good idea. So very interesting week. We'll see what's going on, and I hope you enjoy my read.